the market itself is sort of like a microcosmic version of life as a whole, and we don't have certainties in our regular lives either. And that's what makes it so vibrant. That's what makes it so special. That's what makes it alive. That that's what makes us feel alive is the fact that we can't have certainty. We live in an uncertain world. We play and operate in an uncertain market, and we have to basically apply the laws and the rules of probability to our life as well as our trading. And so I've always told you that the very same qualities that make for being a successful market player, they are the same qualities that make for being a successful anything for the most part, right? Whether it's being a business owner, an entrepreneur, whether it's being a father, a husband, a wife, a friend, a worshiper of your God, a member of your society. It doesn't matter what the thing is, but the same qualities exist in virtually every single activity. Every single activity known to mankind is rooted in the very same qualities that are required to become a good trader. We have to know in life when it's time to get rid of a bad, toxic relationship, a bad, toxic stock or investment. We have to know sometimes when it's time to double down, when it's appropriate, intelligent to do that, to double down on something in our lives, to double down on a trade, to double down on an investment, to double down on a relationship, to double down on a business, to double down on an opportunity. We have to know when to basically call it quits, when to basically double down. We have to know in life when it's appropriate and intelligent to take some off the table. We have to know when it's appropriate to take all of it off the table and call it quits and go out a winner. All of these things are life skills, and we learn them through trading. I think that we get caught up too much in believing or feeling that trading is the only benefit is a monetary one, but this could not be further from the truth. As I believe you become more and more mature in this activity we call trading, I think the more you become mature, the more you realize that the benefits beyond buying something for $1 and selling it for two, those benefits are far greater than the actual monetary benefits you might derive from that, because this activity makes you a better individual. This activity makes you more disciplined. This activity makes you truer to yourself. This activity builds an individual who can keep their word. This activity creates an individual who can spot opportunity in a sea of non-opportunity and seize that opportunity with skill, with precision, with care, and with proper risk protocols in place. These things make for a better individual that you take into your society, a better individual that you take into your home, a better individual. You become a better individual for your family, for your loved ones, for your businesses, for your friendships, for your relationships in life. And I've always said this, guys, that if you become more disciplined in your trading, it's impossible for that discipline to not spill over into every other corner of your life, because discipline doesn't just stop. It doesn't just say, oh, my time's over. You're finished trading. I'm no longer at work. I'm going to go sit out by the pool. I'm not going to work for you until you trade again. Discipline doesn't work that way. It is a universal quality. So you can't develop discipline in your trading and not become more disciplined in every other corner of your life. You can't become more responsible in your trading and not become more responsible in every area of your life. You can't monitor appropriately and intelligently the potential risks of a trade and not basically take that skill into monitoring the risk of a certain move in all other areas of your life. This is a life-changing activity, guys, that goes way beyond buying something for $1 and selling it for $2. And sometimes we get too hooked up on that. Sometimes we don't realize that we're winning even if we're not really monetarily winning in our trading, as long as you're making those step-by-step advancements, those improvements in the things that really count. You're supposed to lose in the beginning. Listen to me, traders. You're supposed to lose. That it's okay. That you're supposed to fall when you're a baby learning to walk. Something is not right if you start winning. Beachside bag holder started off wrong. He started off winning. Those wins were not his. Do you understand? Those wins did not belong to him. That money did not belong to him. It was almost as if beachside bag holder was stealing. You are not supposed to win before you become experienced. You're not supposed to gain before you put in the work, before you pay the price, before you sacrifice, before you go to hell and you come back. This is the way it is, not only in trading, but in everything in life. I'm getting a little tired of this Instagram, Twitter, social media, popcorn, microwave approach to everything. Like, you have a right to success and gains and profits before you do something first. If your parents taught you that, what book were they reading? Like, oh my God, this is the proof of work protocol. Life is based on proof of work. If you start your career just simply with a wish that I want to be a successful trader, that is not enough to be successful. You have to put time in. You have to put time in appropriately. You have to become educated. You have to become informed. You have to, over time, become skilled. You can't rush that process. Why? Because that process takes time, and time is one of the only things on planet Earth that you and I do not have control over. Do you understand? You can't make 150 extra Thursdays happen now. You can't rush that. You have to deal with a Thursday as it comes according to time's own schedule. You can't say, well, listen, I want an extra 100 Thursdays, so let me speed that up. You can't do that. But God help you if you gain anything, not only in trading, but in life. God help you. May God have mercy on your soul if you get something before you put the work in that deserves it. God help you. God have mercy on your soul, because that is not yours. You better watch out, because when it's time to give it back, and you will have to give it back, when it's time for life, the universe, the laws of nature to say, what are you doing with that? You did not put the work in and the time in for that. That's not yours. Give it back to me. Not only will that be taken back from you, but a lot more, just for violating proof of work. And so you're supposed to be bad. The first time you pick up a basketball, you're supposed to be bad. The first time you kick a soccer ball, you're supposed to be bad. Do you understand this? I spent an entire career partially trying to subdue the expectations of traders. That is why there's not 20,000 people here, because I'm the one that tells you that you're not supposed to win, and you won't win, and you won't win for a while. Now, since you accept that, and if you do, let's get down to business, and let's get down to basically building our experience properly, because your success is on the other side of experience, not before experience. Beachside bag holder got success before experience, and he had to lose triple. I told you that if you gain something that is not the result of proof of work, not only will you lose that thing, you will lose it 3 times or more. Beachside bag holder is living, walking, breathing human proof that I'm right.